All right, we're speaking to Wan Hanisah or Kak Wan today for Breast Cancer Fight Club. Thank you so much, Kak Wan, for joining us this morning, and congratulations on fighting this disease.
Well, thank you for including me in this Pink October program.
Well, you're very inspirational, so we had to chat. We really wanted to chat with you.
Thank
Now,
you.
Kak Wan, can you tell us a little bit about your life before the diagnosis? What were you working as? Were you a housewife?
I was working. I was a program producer for RTM, Radio Television Malaysia. I was in the radio section. I was doing radio magazine, radio documentaries. Then after a while, I went to do training for radio stuff at IPTA. Then I was back to radio to to lead the human resource for RTM, and that was my last post lah.
Okay, all right.
So you did a lot of different things.
Yeah.
All that while being a mom of 4. I mean, life back then must have been really busy.
Yeah, but what I love most was training. I love training because I met a lot of people, a lot of radio staff coming for training, and I go to their states to train them to their station.
You must have had an exciting life back then.
Yes.
How did you juggle between being a radio producer and 4 children?
Oh dear. I was very involved in my work as a radio producer. I remember when I was doing documentaries, in fact, I was spending a lot of times in the editing room, in the studio. At that time, my husband was like, "Oh dear," I said, "You take your mattress and your pillow to work, please." That was it. So sometimes it struck me. I have to balance my work life and my family life. Yeah, it's quite difficult, but I managed to.
At that time, your kids were already.
I'm not hearing you.
Oh, really? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
At that point, when you decided to slow things down, how old were you?
Can you hear me though?
No.
Oh, suddenly cannot. Is it soft or is it you just cannot?
Very soft.
Very soft.
Very soft. I need a little bit more volume. Is it on my side?
I think it's on your
I think
side.
it's on your side because we didn't press
very loud.
anything. Did you accidentally press anything in the volume?
Can you hear us now? Great.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. So, Kak Wan, you were very, very busy and you decided to take a step back. How old were your kids back then? At that time?
When I was diagnosed?
No,
When I
when
was
you
working?
Decided to stop being so busy at work.
They were schooling. They were schooling in their secondary school.
Right.
Yeah, they were schooling in their secondary school. That's right.
Okay. Now tell us about some of the symptoms or signs that led you to your breast cancer diagnosis. What was the first sign?
Okay. I was very I used to go for my mammogram at NCSM, National Cancer Society for Malaysia, so diligently for every year since I followed my mother for her first mammogram.
Right.
So I missed my appointment in 2005. And then early in the year 2006, I found a lump. Not early in the year lah, much later, because I was diagnosed in November 2006. I found a hard lump on my left breast, and then it was suspicious lah. I was very suspicious of it, so that led me to I went to NCSM, to the mammogram center at Jalan Raja Laut to have myself checked, another mammogram. So that was when I was, the radiologist said, yes, there was something hard there. I didn't do a biopsy there. I was sent to Hospital Putrajaya, which I immediately went to hospital. During that time, the first doctor I met there was now Tan Sri, our Tan Sri now, he was Tan Sri Nohisham. He was the the head of the endocrine in Hospital Putrajaya then. So I met him and he sent me for biopsy.
Wow.
So that was that time I was, when the biopsy result came, it was confirmed it's cancerous. I was at stage 1 then.
Okay, so you detected it early, thankfully, because
Yeah.
you've been doing the mammograms every year. It's just that
Yes,
that
yes.
1 year you skipped
I missed it.
and suddenly the next year
Yeah.
found a lump.
Yes, I was busy, maybe busy with my work, and I just forgot it.
So what went through your mind, Kak Wan, when the doctor told you that you have cancer?
Frankly, I was like, yeah, I was ready to accept it, because maybe I was breast cancer awareness. I did a documentary on breast cancer way back in 1980s for my radio program. So I was like very knowledgeable on breast cancer. So when the doctor said, very sorry, the cell is not too good. So I was like, okay, Alhamdulillah, I found it early. So I was like, I went to get the result with my daughter. My eldest daughter was there with me, and she was already jittery, going out in and out to the toilet. She was already when the doctor gave me the result. But I told the doctor, well, what's the next? What's next for me? So we sat and discussed. There was no second opinion for me. Immediately, I know if it's cancerous, I have to take it out very soon. That was it.
But were you upset? Were you angry? Did you question why me?
No, I didn't question myself. I was like, oh yeah, it's my turn. Because I was doing a documentary on breast cancer. I was doing interviews with patients, and I did one interview where the lady, I interviewed her that day, and she was to be operated on the next day. So I was like, oh. So when I come to know that I was having breast cancer, I accept it. I accept it, and I sat and discussed. But then it was not with Tan Sri anymore. I was given to another surgeon, Miss Sarina. She was very nice lady, very nice surgeon. So we discussed what I should do. She said, she wants me to go for operation. There was no second opinion. I said, yes, please. Yeah.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. I said, please set the time, the date. That was, my husband didn't know yet when I set the date.
Why?
Because I went with my daughter.
Yeah.
Only when I went home, only I told him about everything. I said, I already set the date for operation.
What was their reaction, though, your family's reaction when you told them that you have breast cancer?
My husband took it very badly at that time, because he just lost his sister-in-law due to breast cancer, a very young sister-in-law. So when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, it affected him very much. I didn't know until my children, after my operation and all that, my children were telling me, Ma, Ba cried a lot. I said, really? I didn't know. Yeah, Ba cried a lot. He called us all girls. He sat there, told us that Ma is having breast cancer, going for operation, and he cried. Then the girls were like, didn't know. Sorry, my girls were I suppose they have never seen their father crying. So it was the first time for them. So they just sat there quietly. They said, after that, they left the father to cry. I said, you didn't tell me? No, until after operation only. Way after my treatment only, I knew about the story. But my husband was there to support me all the while.
How about your children? I know you said your daughter was there with you
Yes.
when you heard the diagnosis.
Yeah.
How did she react when she found out that you had cancer?
She was very supportive of me. She understood what I was talking with the surgeon then. Said, yeah, you must go for immediate operation. Yes, I said I must go home and tell father. She was there to support me. Though she was very jittery that time, in and out of the clinic. So she was okay. The other two girls, my daughters, I used to take them to mammogram center when I go for my mammogram. So they are quite aware of breast cancer and all this. So when it happened to me, they were ready to accept it. In fact, when I found out a lump, I took two of my daughters together with me to the mammogram center to do the mammogram. So they were aware, so aware about breast cancer. So when they knew that I was having breast cancer, it was okay with them. They accepted.
Yeah.
But they were very sad that they had to be away during the operation because they were studying that time.
Okay. Yeah, you brought them there as a way of teaching as well, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's being aware, Okay.
Now, has life changed for you after the diagnosis? Did you drastically change your life around?
After diagnosis,
Yeah.
um,
During the treatments?
life has not changed much for me. After my operation, during my treatment days, I was there at home with my eldest daughter and my son. They were supporting me. During that time, because I opted for early retirement, so I had time for myself to go through what I have to go through, the operation, the treatments, and all that. There was my husband, my daughter, and my son. They were always there for me. Life doesn't change much. I still go out to send my daughter to work at time. She just started working after my operation. So when I was ready to drive, we drive. After my chemo, first 2-3 days, it was okay. And sorry, first 2-3 days, maybe I was a little bit tired after my chemo. After that, it's okay to go up breakfast with my daughter. Life
Life
didn't
just
change.
went on as normal. You didn't change your diet. You didn't.
Oh, that one, I must must say that when you're first diagnosed as with breast cancer or with cancer, that matter, people will come and tell you, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this, so I had a long list of do not
Do's
eat.
and don'ts, right?
Yeah, do not eat this, do not eat that. I had just a short list of eat what I can eat.
The do's, right?
The juice. So much so, I lost a lot of weight. I lost a lot of weight initially, and some of my friends who saw me the first part of it were like, why are you losing so much weight? They were worried about me. But life changed after that when I went to my support group. I joined the support group, BCWA. That's where I learned to eat. I met friends. They were telling me, eat everything. You don't have to worry about eating. So I started eating back. That's when I felt that I got back my energy. when I started eating. So nowadays, when I do patient support, when I see new patient, I always tell them, please eat. Be moderate, less sugar, less salt, less fat. Don't be like me last time. Yeah. When you are talking about change in life, in the beginning, I changed my eating habit, but not for long after I discovered that I was doing something not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least life went back to a little bit normal.
Yes. Yeah. I was happy to be eating again.
You said that people were giving you a lot of opinions. I'm sure people will say, hey, you should try
Yeah.
this treatment, should try that treatment. Any alternative treatment you tried for yourself?
No, I did not try anything. I was very much following what the hospital has set for me. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Even though I want to take vitamins also, I will bring my bottle of vitamins to my oncologist and I ask her, can I take this?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you can.
Okay. Was there
Mm-mm.
any point though during the treatment, the chemotherapy and the radiotherapy that you felt like giving up? Like, was it really difficult for you to go through the treatments?
Oh, Alhamdulillah, because of my first stage, I did a lumpectomy. So my chemotherapy was just for 4 cycles. I went through chemotherapy smoothly only until the fourth cycle. After the fourth cycle, I had high fever and my immunity was low. I had to go for white therapy treatment. Otherwise, it was okay. No vomiting, no dizziness, and all that. People normally associate with chemotherapy, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That people are so scared of chemotherapy. So, Alhamdulillah, I went through with no vomiting and all that.
But what happened on the fourth one? Why?
Well, after the first one, because my chemotherapy regime was uh, quite I understand it's quite not heavy. Is it called heavy?
Aggressive, is it?
Intense as well, yeah.
The medicine that was put in so that all my white cells, I didn't have enough white cell. White cell, I finished my white cells, so my immunity was very low then. I had to go for white cell therapy. Um, that was the only part that I feel that was very worrying me during the treatment. The radiotherapy was okay. I had 21 plus another 4 bonus, so altogether 25.
Okay. But
Yeah.
like what kept you going? I mean, I'm sure there were times where you felt so tired, like no appetite, so weak and all that. What kept you going? What kept you strong during these difficult times?
Uh, I had to be positive with myself. When during the treatment days, I was already at the sharing session with BCWA. Actually, what inspired me was then I met some friends. They were already like 8 years surviving, 12 years. And then I was saying, oh, I want to be like them. I want to survive that long, longer than them, longer. So that gave me motivation to go through my challenge. Though there were ups and downs a bit, but had to be strong enough for my family, for all my sisters around me because I'm the eldest. So they all give support to me. I know I had to go through.
So
How?
when this happened
Yeah.
to you, sorry,
Go
well,
ahead. Go ahead.
when this happened to you, did your daughters and also your sisters start wondering, or did they start getting more careful and did they start getting checked as well?
Yeah, yes, because there's 7 of us girls in the family. They also started checking their breasts. Yeah,
Because
and
it's hereditary, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, because um, it's hereditary. My mom was diagnosed, but she didn't go for hospital treatment. Alhamdulillah, she went for alternative treatment. Yeah, so there's a family history with cancer in my family.
Oh, but the
So,
alternative treatment helped your mom?
yes, I suppose dengan izin Allah. Yeah.
So it was in the family. So that's why all your sisters will have to go and
Yes.
check regularly now as well.
Yeah. I will tell them, please go for your mammogram when it's time, because the mammogram or ultrasound, mammogram is only available for 40s and above, or before that they go for ultrasound. So
yeah,
I always remind them.
When you were diagnosed, like I always wonder when someone tells you that, what were you more worried about? Like, because at one point you said you were working so much that you took time off so you could take care of your kids. And then now you get this diagnosis. Did your thoughts immediately go to your kids that you were so like this might affect them?
Yeah. Yeah. I also worry for them. They always ask me to breast examine their breast. Yeah. They also worried. Yeah, worried also. But my advice is always for them, please check your breast after your period, 7th day after your period, for any lump. They are still young, so they cannot go for memo and all that. But when they're worried, they come to me to have their breast checked. Yeah.
having gone through it though, are you worried if any one of your daughters or even your sisters are diagnosed with breast cancer now?
I suppose, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But having had the experience, I think it's easier to share with them what I went through. Does it answer you?
Yes, it does. That how important is it, Kak Wan, for you to have the support from that support group?
Oh, the support group.
BCWA, right? You were saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in BCWA, one support group. I'm also in another support group, Bangi based, because I was operated in Hospital Putrajaya. So I really believe in support group, because surviving cancer is really tough, tough. But with loving support from friends and families, you can sail through. The journey is less painful, I suppose. When I joined the support group, I realized that I'm not alone. Yeah, I have friends who are the same with me, going through what I'm going through. So we exchange ideas and advice as we go along. That's where I learn to eat. So I really believe in support group.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens at this support group? Is it a weekly thing that you're supposed to go for? Do people just chat and talk about
Oh,
how they're feeling?
we have a sharing session among us every Saturday, third Saturday of the month. Like in BCWA, we have a sharing session. So even though we have finished our treatment, did our operation, sometimes there are other things, post breast cancer that we want to share. So we just share that. Sometimes we have new patient coming in we can share our experience with the new patient. Of course, being a new patient, they want to know a lot of things from us who have went through operation and treatments. A favorite question being food and all that sort of things. Yeah, I really believe in support group. When I finish my treatments, my radiotherapy and my cancer treatment, all that, when I was pronounced okay by my support group to go and help others, I was doing a sharing, early detection sharing. doing public education. I was with the public education group where we go to schools and malls and all that. We share our experience, and also we want the public to know about early detection, because early detection, of course, saves life, less cost. Yeah, I was in there. I was in the public education group for a while with my support group. Then I moved on to patient support, where I do my patient support in PPUM, where I meet newly operated patient, just to share. We are not doctors there, but we are just to share our experience with the patient, give them our support.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how important is it for you as a survivor to be able to share and educate all these people? Why do you want to do this?
As for me, I really love that early detection part, because that's what I went through. I found my lump at a very early stage. Uh, I, w- I was very, I didn't see myself going through uh, a very tough journey, a very tough journey. Not to say that it was everything smooth, but I've seen people suffering from breast cancer a lot. So early detection was my what did I say? My favorite topic. So I like that early detection. I always want to share with others how to take care of your breast, how to look out for symptoms and all that. Yeah, and that's what I do when I go for sharing. And
Yeah.
also when I do patient support, we also want to let them know that you can always join join support group. Come and join us. Yeah.
Does this keep you strong mentally? Like, if not, how do you keep yourself strong mentally to go through this difficult journey?
Yeah, the support group was very good for me. When we meet, we talk, we share, and like I said earlier on, I realized that I'm not alone. I have friends, uh, friends in this, going through the challenge. So it was good for me. I had in fact, I was in three support group: the Pink Unity,
Yeah.
and the can work in Bangi, and also the BCWA. So I find it very good for me. I
Do you find it rewarding to be part of this support group now, to be able to help support other
others.
patients? Yeah.
Yes. I find that is good for me, because it keeps me busy. But sometimes now I've slowed down a little bit because of my commitment with my other things. But I still
Grandkids.
do. I still do patient support. Only we have from the MCO, we have not been seeing patients. Mm-mm.
Okay.
From a public's point of view, sometimes when someone goes through something like this, someone has cancer, they go through chemo and then they're recovering, and let's say they don't have a support group. When people see someone who's gone through cancer and recovering, they always go, "Oh, are you okay?" There's a slight bit of pity. There's a slight bit of overbearingness. People don't eat this, don't eat that. Does that? How does that affect a cancer patient?
You mean if a person doesn't attend support group?
Now, let's say I don't have, like, I don't know anything. Like, I've never gone through. I don't have cancer, and I know someone who has cancer, and I say, "Oh, are you okay?" Then you go through this thing where you over pity that person. Does that help, or do you sometimes like, please don't pity me? How are we, the public, supposed to treat someone who has cancer?
Oh, how? Uh,
Because sometimes when we say, "Don't worry, like, you'll be okay," you
Yeah.
don't know, because we
Yeah.
never gone through it, right? But
yeah,
if
yeah,
someone
yeah.
who's been in the support group, someone who says you'll be okay because they've gone through it before, again, at
Yes,
least they feel
yes.
better. So what is the right thing to say to someone who's going through something like this?
What do you say? I've heard sometimes the hospital also would want the patient to speak to someone who already have an experience. I suppose because why experience? Because we are sharing.
Yeah.
We're sharing. Because to someone who is not a cancer patient, I suppose to just say to, how do I put it?
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I know,
I have a friend right now, actually. I have a girlfriend right now who's my age, 38, 39, that's going through ovarian cancer. She just started her chemotherapy and all that. And sometimes I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say to her to comfort her or to make her feel better when she's feeling very down. So, do we just keep quiet, or do we just, how do we show our support, I guess?
Because once I said to a friend who has it, I said, be strong. And then she cried. And I'm like, did I say something wrong? So I don't know what's the right thing to say, or do I not say anything at all?
it's quite difficult. What is the right thing to say? I think it varies with individual. Yeah, some might accept well if you say take care, be strong. Others might just cry when you say something. So sometimes it's quite what's it? It's
Difficult
quite
to know
difficult
what to
also.
say.
Yeah,
Complicated.
yeah.
I
Yes.
guess the best thing we can do is just pray for them,
Yes, yes.
pray for
Pray
their
for them.
health. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Kak Wan, it's been, okay, you were diagnosed in 2006. So it's been 14 years now since your diagnosis.
Yes.
Are you fully recovered? Do you ever worry that it might return?
Um, yes, I was told that I have recovered from my breast cancer, but still there's some worry also. We don't want, like, I don't want it to happen again. If I feel anything slightly not good with me, I always go and see my surgeon. I have a very supportive surgeon in Hospital Putrajaya then. A little bit pain, I will go back to her and then no, there was yes, of course we worry. We worry because we have heard friends who have a second cancer, so of course
Relapses, yeah.
yeah, relapse. So we just have to take care. I have to take care of myself. Sometimes I'm not disciplined already now. Okay. We have to exercise more and all that. Eat proper food. Yes, of course, I worry.
But are you worried to the point of like you're paranoid, as in like, oh, you feel a little bit different, your
Mm,
breast, oh, have to go and see again?
no, 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 no. Earlier, in the earlier part of the after the operation, usually we feel some pain. I will always feel some pain. So I'll go back to my surgeon. It's just, she said, it's just the what do you say, the operation side, healing, the healing side. Yeah,
Is it true that the tumor, the lump, is not painful?
yeah. Normally, a cancer lump is not painful unless it has been to a much later stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Early stage is just a hard lump.
Okay.
So later stage meaning when it started to carry pus and all that.
Yeah, because a lot of women like, oh, it's not painful, it's nothing, Unless
Yeah,
it's painful, then it's something.
that's why we should not worry about a lump that is not painful. Yeah, we should always go and check,
Yeah.
and we should not worry because not all lumps are cancerous, but it's good to have ourselves checked. Yeah.
In your opinion, Kak Wan, what is the most important elements in fighting cancer? Is it family support? Is it being in a support group? Is it having a good relationship with your doctor? What are the most important elements in fighting cancer?
All the elements that you have mentioned. A good family support, of course, friends support through support groups, and of course the other one you mentioned is support from our medical group. I was lucky enough to have very good support from the medical team at Hospital Putrajaya. I was very surprised when the surgeon shared her phone number with me, her handphone number. I said, "Oh, she's so good." I said, "So, when we have her phone number, so we can keep calling her, keep calling her." But that's okay. I think um, I'm really touched with it. The the endocrine team at Hospital Putrajaya where I was treated. We know each other.
By first name.
Sorry.
Do you sometimes cook things and bring them kueh and cakes and things like that?
No. But it's until now. I mean, now how many years already? Like you saying, I'm into my 14th year.
14th year, yeah.
Yeah, I only go like now. I only have appointment every once a year lah. Now only I'm going to start on 2 years once. So like you still when I go to the clinic, you are still hi Kak Wan, nice to see you. So I've that kind of feeling. It's very nice.
It's like you made another family there, right?
Yes, yeah. And what another most important thing is at the hospital. I think most hospital is coming up with it now. They have breast cancer um what's it called? Breast pusat sumber. What is it English?
Resource
Pusat
center.
sumber. Resource center, breast cancer resource center. So that's where I used to stop by when I was when I was at Hospital Putrajaya. Every time I would stop by at the resource center, they have a lot of books there on cancer and other cancers, breast cancer and other things also to read. And I came to know more about breast cancer. Every day is a learning day for me.
Even until now, 14 years post diagnosis.
Yes. Every day is a new day for me.
The more you know, the better you can handle it.
Yes. Actually, true what you said. I always want to tell the public when I go and do public sharing. I said, be aware of your your breast. I said, when when you're being diagnosed, sometimes you're not traumatized. You have to be aware of your own breast. I said, so actually, when I was with BCWA and Kenwood, I love going out to meet the public to bring out the message.
Because I think it's important, the public, because the mass public, when they hear cancer, they'd rather, it's a tough topic to talk about. I'd rather not know. But I think it's important to know.
Yes. When I first did the documentary, my first documentary on breast cancer, it was way back in 1980s. That time people don't talk much about breast cancer. There was a hush thing, so when I did that program, I was surprised when my boss, my big boss, called me up. That's a good program.
Yeah, because even until now, I think people feel like when you get a cancer diagnosis, it's like a death sentence already, right?
They equate it with death. Yeah.
But for you, no.
For me, no. No, life is a challenge. You don't take that. You have to go through. Of course, it's a very challenging life, very challenging journey to go through. But I never give up. Yeah.
And you never thought of that? that end?
No, because I met friends in the support group who were then when that time I was only 4 months survivor, 4 months after my operation. So I saw that when we do self introduction, we introduce ourselves. Someone was saying they are 8 year into 8 year into 12 years. So I was saying, oh, I will be like them. I see. I want to live long like them. So that inspired me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Kak Wan, finally, what would you say to someone who is going through something similar in their lives right now?
Something similar, that means they're having
They
breast
have breast cancer, or they are recovering from breast cancer, or they have
They just
they
found out.
know someone who has breast cancer and they're going through a tough time.
I always have this advice for them: be moderate in everything, especially food, because being a cancer patient, normally people stay away from food. So my advice would be like, enjoy your food, less sugar, less salt, less fat. Eat more veggies, eat more fruits, green veggies and fruits, antioxidants. Yeah, antioxidant, various colors. That's the only advice I always give to my patients who will call back. And anything that you have, you're worried about something, please don't, you have, what to say,
Keep
if
it to
you,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, if you have some slight pain or what, it's okay to go back to your surgeon and ask. It's okay. If you have any pain or anything, always go back to the surgeon.
How
Always
about
go
if you
back to
feel
your uncle.
How about if you feel upset, like you're really depressed?
Friends, talk to a friend and pray, berzikir. Yeah.
That's
All
good.
right. Well, thank you so much, Kak Wan, for your time and your inspiring story. And we wish you all the best. We know you will live a long life,
Thank you very
inspiring other women and
Thank you very much.
pushing for this early detection. Yeah.
Yes, early detection. Yes. Okay. Thank you.